let's talk about in-person lesson versus online or remote lesson. So in-person, this is the way I've done it for 40 some years, okay? You're gonna come in, I'm gonna meet you, I'm gonna ask you some questions. What's your game like? What do you want to improve on? What's the worst thing you do? What's the best thing you do? Have you had any injuries? Anything that would keep you from movement? How many hours a week do you typically devote towards practicing and improving, right? So I'm gonna try to get a makeup on the student in person, okay? Now, while that's happening, that hour that they paid for, what's happening? We're using up 5-6 minutes. I need to meet you, I need to figure that out. Online, we do that in front, okay? In front, you're gonna fill out the questionnaire, so I'm gonna know a lot more about your game, okay? And then I'm gonna let the person warm up, you're gonna get them warmed up so they can hit some balls, get themselves going, okay? What's happened to that hour lesson? Okay? And then now once I watch them hit some balls for a little bit, I'm gonna videotape them. I'm gonna videotape them down the line, I'm gonna videotape them face on. And then we're gonna sit down and we're gonna start to go, hey, here's what I see in your swing. I'm gonna start to provide the feedback. What's necessary for their change, right? I use the 9 fundamental blueprints, models, right? I mean, I'm gonna start with what? What is your setup like? Grip, stance, posture, alignment, ball positioning. How is your on-plane rotation? How are you providing support for that on-plane rotation with your lower hips and pelvis? How are you utilizing the ground, right? And then I'll look out on the outside and see, how is your trail arm being positioned? Is it behind your body? Is it pointing out? Is your wrist flexion not correct? Okay, whatever it is, what's the timing? Where's your release? I'm gonna work through all of those steps when I watch the swing, okay? And then I'm going to say, okay, now we have to, get started. And then I have to ask at this point in time, okay, do you really understand the setup? Well, not really. Do you understand, on-plane rotation? Not really. So now I'm doing what? Now I'm explaining what is on-plane rotation. How is the club being brought in and up and down and out, okay? What's going with the clock? Right? So when you come in person, right, we're just bound by this clock that says, hey, you booked 60 minutes a time or a 2-hour day, whatever it is you book, okay, and that we're bound by that time. When we do it online, I'm going to what? I'm going to give you the introductory questions, okay? I'm going to watch your video. I'm going to watch you swing. And then I'm going to send you back some videos that I want you to watch and study. And those are going to be applicable to where I see your issues. I'm gonna give you 2, 3, 4 drills, movement drills to say, hey, I want you to watch these drills and I want you to do a few for me, okay? And then now I send back your analysis, okay? And when we do, we set up a Zoom call. When you set up a Zoom call, now I'm gonna go, okay, hey, we finally get to see and meet in person right there, okay? I already know what your goals are, I know what your weaknesses are, I know what your strengths are. You've had a chance to watch the analysis. I've done the analysis. I've given you some supplemental stuff to study first, okay? And so now we're gonna go over that analysis together when I'm talking about, your setup, your on-plane rotation, or whatever it is, okay? And then before we finish up, okay, do you understand what we wanna do? Yes, okay, boom, off you go, okay, off I go, okay? It's a very clean process. Now, what really starts to separate in-person from online for me is what? Is the feedback, okay, and the details afterwards, okay? Because once we have that meeting in there, I can send you what? I'm gonna send you more videos. I'm gonna send you more stuff to study, more stuff to watch. I'm gonna send you stuff that teaches you how to practice more efficiently, how to gain more out of it. I'm gonna send you more drills. I'm gonna send you potential exercises that you could do, with resistance bands or stuff you could do at your house to make yourself better, okay? And so that's just a better process, right? And so we start working through, your full swing, we start working through your wedge play, we start working through your short game, all the different elements that need to be fixed, okay? Much easier, much better online, okay? So I hope that you can see that, it's a better value and it's a better product online versus in person. I might be fun to hang out with, hopefully I am for an hour, okay? But, okay, I can teach you very effectively from wherever you are, your schedule, your course, okay? So I look forward to working with you. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can click down below. First thing you should do is sign up for the free learning space, because that's how I communicate through Coach Now. And then once you get that learning space, okay, watch the 9 fundamental blueprints, okay? Watch those movements and break down, because that's how I'm gonna break down your swing, okay? Because I think it's the only way to break down a swing. It's the only way to take out opinion. And I see some analysis of people's swings, and it's, oh, well, I wish they were doing this and I wish they were doing that. Why do you wish that? Why do you wish that, right? I have to help you find your best version. We are not looking to, compress your irons like a tour pro. No, we're looking to get better. 3 strokes at a time, right? 1, 2, 3. If you're a 16, get down to a 13. If you're a 13, get down to a 10. If you shoot at 45, get down to 42. 3 strokes, right? Once we get 3 strokes, you know what we do? We scrub and we start finding the next 3 strokes. There is no get rich, no shred all your weight and all your bad habits in golf, okay? It comes down to systematically finding 2 or 3 strokes, finding 2 or 3 strokes, finding 2 or 3 strokes, and you just keep that process going. So look forward to work with you. Connect with me down there. Get that free blueprint, okay? Connect with me on Coach Now. If you want me to analyze your swing, you want to work with me, I couldn't be more excited to help you.